Blessings. How's it going, people? All right, here we go. It's a full moon, spring equinox, and we're jumping it in with creating an intentional connection with cannabis, with the medicine, with the mother plants, one of a few of the power plants. And what's beautiful about this intentions that we're creating is that it's aligning, and it's exactly in this time where we are creating an intention during the full moon, during the spring equinox. And what the hell is that? It's a time that actually, honestly, the full moon has been something that our ancestors for hundreds of thousands of years have followed and has practiced traditions where they set their intentions of either letting go, surrounding a fire, even to a new moon. So right now we're coming full circle with our ancestors right now. And then how is it that we can create a balance within with this power plant? You know, perhaps if you're familiar with Palo Santo, with sage, with sweetgrass, all these plants have been used for rituals, for cleansings, for calling in, for removing, and so many other plants that has also been in the journey with us. Ginger, turmeric, mugwort, basil, holy basil, both are the same. And what I would like for us to go into is just, let's begin by first taking our first deep in breath. And exhaling. Good. Now taking one more, because I feel it. Take a nice deep in breath. And exhaling. Beautiful. And so as we dive into this beautiful series of creating an intentional connection with cannabis, let's see, what is your intentions for today, for tonight, for this next few months of the spring before we dive into the summer? What is your intentions of also perhaps even letting go? To give you an idea, I know for myself, one of my intentions is letting go my bad habits. Letting go the habit of, at times not following through with myself. When there's things that I would like to accomplish, but then again, I put others first. That's where I would like to stop that pattern. It's not the other person's fault. It's all me. And what I would like to also call in is the connection of community. I would like to continue to build and ground with the community. And as I am actually back in the East Coast from the West Coast, it feels really, really good. I am seeing the beautiful alignment of it all. And so for me, it's actually me coming forward with my work, my practice, my purpose, and the intentions of building is also creating a good, balanced relationship with this mother plant, Mary Jane, cannabis, connecting with this powerful plant medicine, and having a good connection with her. And so just being in that space right now, I would like for us to, take a moment to reflect, take a moment to check in and see, what is your intentions for tonight? What is your intentions at this moment before we go ahead and connect with the mother plant? And just, also having it around that perhaps I don't have any intentions. Maybe there isn't one that you have in mind. What is it you would like to see within the next 30 days? What is it that you would like to see shift? Perhaps it can be from losing weight. It can be from starting a new job or starting a new habit, a change of a diet. Or it can even be of having a more connection with yourself, self-care, self-love. And honestly, when it comes down to us connecting with this plant, she brings this up for us. She helps us see further. So that's why it's important for us to set a nice focal point of what is it? What is our intentions before we go ahead and connect with her? What is our purpose? And coming in with a warming heart, coming in from that part of us so that we can continue to build with her. She'll see and feel how we will begin to connect with her. So as you sit with that at this moment, I'm going to go ahead and lay out a few things, which is more of, okay, how much do you need? What is the strain of your medicine that you have with you? Like, okay, I have one that's more sativa based, more indica based, more as far as a specific terpene, and okay, and you just having that knowledge, that awareness of it. And perhaps you're not familiar with your medicine, and so what you would like to do is invite yourself to connect with the plant and be like, okay, I'm not sure who and what specific you are, but help me, assist me to learn more of who you are. Help me out to understand who you are. And how can you help me as I connect with you? Okay? And then also, how often do you need the medicine? Again, this is shaped around connecting and creating an intentional connection with the medicine. So we want to make sure that we are actually knowing, like, all right, how much do I need of her? Do I need a few puffs? Do I need just one or two? Or do I want to reach too much of more of a high, or do I want more of a low? Do I just need one pull? So allow yourself to experience the different doses. Okay, one pull, how do you feel? Two pulls, what do you feel? Either if you're having some oil, a vape, an edible, and actually giving yourself measurements of that. Okay, and so perhaps you have your intention set. We're going to go ahead and come back to our breath. And exhaling. And if you have a pipe, if you have an oil, I have here my good, I'm going to call it my grandmother pipe right here. She travels with me. And again, coming to the plant, coming to the medicine, coming to her, and asking for assistance as we also call in the essence and the spirit of the full moon and the spring equinox. As many doorways are open, we're going to also open up this connection, this channel with the plant, and connect with her and feel her, dive into her. So and if you just took a pull, feel out if you actually need another one or if you don't. And as for me, I'm going to go ahead and take one more pull. Okay. So yeah, connecting with a medicina. So give yourself a chance to just breathe. Now, one of the things that we've learned, and perhaps is just something that we were aware of, was believing we would need to hold our breath so that we can actually absorb the medicine. And what I've learned throughout my studies, especially this past year, was that actually you don't want to hold your breath. You want to continue to inhale and exhale. Because what it does, it allows the medicine to cycle through the lungs, and then you exhale it out. So by it cycling through the lungs, you are actually getting more of the medicine than what you actually are not getting when you hold it in. So just, being aware and mindful of that. And then also sensing out, like, okay, now that I have the medicine, what now? What is it else that I can do? Let's come back to our intentions. So being able to feel and come back into, like, okay, what have I been sitting with? What haven't I been able to see from this question, this concern, this change that I would like to make? What is it that I cannot see that I need the assistance of the medicine? Because that's what she's there for. She's there to assist us. She's there to help us see beyond the veils. She gives us a chance to go beyond that. And that's why when we use and connect with her consistently without a ritual, we lose that divine connection with her. Because from there, the sacredness is no longer held. And this is where it's important. How can we continue with the sacred ritual with her so that she can help us through our insights? So she can help us with our writing. So she can help us with our breathing. Because when she creates an ease throughout the physical, the psychological, the mental, the emotional levels of our bodies, it allows this clear channel of insight, this clear channel of connection. And that's that point, that moment for you to be in oneness with her and to also receive the insights that you have been in search of. And that's why most of the time, a good percentage of, actually when I was younger, connecting with her, I used to take these long drives. And these long drives actually really helped me to just release. The long drives assisted me in moving forward into what was next. For example, I would go on a drive and I just finished getting into either an argument or something. And when I take these drives, I'll connect with the medicine on those drives. And in those drives, I relax. I feel at ease. I don't forget what has happened. Instead, I seen what has happened. So I wasn't able to actually dive in it further because at that time I wasn't fully aware of what's happening. All I felt was like, okay, there's no point of holding on to this anymore. I actually, I detach, and that's what the medicine does for us. She helps us from detaching, disconnecting from that part of us that just wants to lock in and stays stuck in our opinion, in our ego, gets stuck in like, no, this is what I think, this is what I believe. And that is where we are given an opportunity to go ahead and let that go. Create more peace, create more of a connection with oneself. So if we're able to do that, then that gives us another opportunity to grow beyond our patterns, to let go of our habits. But when we create the intentions with it, it helps us to actually completely unwire those patterns. Because we're also looking at patterns that perhaps were carried down from our parents, our ancestors, and we are needing to face them and let them go. Okay? So when we come into this full moon spring equinox, and we're looking at the relationship layer of it. You know, it's looking at the sun and the moon, looking at the fire and the water, looking at day and night, and looking at the feminine and masculine. So when we see this piece, how is it that you can also see this relationship that you have with the medicine? What is the relationship you have with your feminine and masculine side? And so what the hell does that mean? The feminine side is, you know, your love, the way how you receive. How do you receive love? How are you allowing yourself to receive, or are you constantly giving? The same thing with the masculine, being a provider, constantly providing, holdings. And how is it that you can actually create more of a balance of pausing, stillness, okay, coming back to spirit. So having a balance between the feminine and masculine is really important. And during this time right now, we're looking at also the sun and the moon. How much time do you have outside in the sun? How much time do you give yourself of vitamin D? But then also the moments of being able to step out, being able to relax out in the sun, being able to take breaks. Not as active, like being active. Yes, the sun represents activation, but then also the moon. How much time do you have of taking ease and pause, and how important that is? So when we look at these pieces, we also look at our relationships around us. Again, this is surrounding the full moon, spring equinox. How are our relationships with our beloved, with our family, you know? And because the medicine is there in assistance of us, she helps us be able to see, not just only calm us down in it, but she helps us to even see from the perspective of a different angle of what's going on, especially perhaps moments of even what's going on with that individual. So giving yourself a chance to really take that step as a ritual, a sacredness with this power plant. And as we go on within the series, we are going to be diving into further steps of insight. And, you know, I invite you all to take note, journal, see what comes up with you, and then also seeing when are the moments you feel called to connect with her. Is it more coming from a habit, or is it coming more from the angle of how can I say, not just a habit, but also you feel the pull, you feel her calling you feel her connecting, wanting to connect with you. And so this is where you give moments of pause, and we'll dive into this further into our series, and beginning to planting a new seed with the medicine. So once again, as we are closing this beautiful journey that we have, this series today, setting your intentions, your evening, and your relationship with the cannabis plant, with Mary Jane, with this power plant, connecting with her and giving yourself an opportunity to create a balanced connection with her, and then seeing what unfolds from there. So right now I have, like, for example, just so you guys can have an idea, I have my candle lit, I have my Palo Santo, I have my sage, and I have my pipe. And I have my journal out. I'm ready to write, and I'm ready to connect, and I'm ready to just be present with the energies that are here at this moment. And that is how we are able to continue to build with this powerful spirit, this plant spirit, and create more of a balanced relationship with her, because she has so much to share. Okay? All right, beautiful beings, may you have a wonderful, restful evening, night, day, week, spring. I'll see y'all next week for the second part of our series as we dive in further on how in creating an intentional connection with cannabis. Have a blessed day, evening, and night.